Evening, everybody, and welcome to the Quanta Hangout. We're very excited. This is the officially our first hangout that we're having as the Quanta team. So we're really excited about joining and working with you guys on this. I'm Kyle McHugh, and I am the Vice President of Marketing. Working here at Quanta, I'm really excited about everything that we're doing right now. I have to say that I've been in the marketing world for over 20 years. I've worked at corporate marketing. I've been all over, working with different big companies, small companies, all over the place. And I have never been involved in anything that excited me as much as this has. Partly because I've also been in personal development for over 20 years myself. I have not been the instructor or guru or any of that, but I have followed everybody out there, and I've been a big fan of the guys that I'm working with now. So it's very exciting for me to be able to be a part of something that is this incredible. I would say that the way that this company is being built is there's nothing out there like it. No company. I'm sure some of you have ever seen different ones before. What I have seen and what I have worked with, I've never seen somebody combine what we are going to bring, what we're bringing to the market, with a business opportunity. It's just simply amazing. And everybody that I am working with one-on-one and talking to specifically about Quanta is extremely excited. I have to tell you, it's just amazing. Tonight we are going to go over the Quanta model a little bit. Jim and Jim were it's very nice to have the two of them be able to be on this with us and talk directly to you. They are going to talk a little bit about where we are today and where we're kind of where we're heading. And then we have a special surprise for you at the end. So make sure you stick around, because we have something that's very special for you there. But let me start. I think that I want to get the guys on, Jim Lutes and Jim Britt. I want them to be able to really spend the time talking with you and talking more about the program itself and about what we're doing. So for those of you who do not know who the guys are or haven't, I know a lot of you have been on the conference calls and probably heard us talk about them and introduce them before, but it's always really fun and easy to introduce these guys because they have such incredible backgrounds. Jim Lutes is amazing at what he does. He spent over 2 decades working with people, and he's a master trainer, master hypnotist. I mean, I could go on about the things that he's accomplished. In the time that I have known him and worked with him, have been amazed by what he has taught people and taught me personally. So I'm very honored to work with him, and very excited about what he is going to bring to you through Quanta. So, without further ado, what I'd like to do is bring Jim Lutes on. And Jim, tell me a little bit, your opinion about Quanta's growth and a little bit more about how you see things going right now.
Sure, and thanks, Kyle. And it's an honor to have somebody of your caliber and talent with us. I know you can go anywhere you want in the world, and we're just blessed to have you as part of the team on corporate. We're also very, very blessed to have each and every one of you on this Google Hangout, and you'll see many more of them as we progress. Yes, Quanta is something special. It's something special to me. It's something special to Jim Britt, and we want to convey that uniqueness of the model, that uniqueness of the product, and the viability and receptivity of the marketplace the best we can. And really, must have done a pretty good job, because we have tens of thousands of people aligning with the pre-enroll in Quanta. And when you look at Quanta, it really becomes a legacy for Jim and myself, because our background in the personal development industry extends beyond or before our involvement with the direct sales network marketing industry. And we both have ran parallel careers in both. So from your standpoint, you can be sure that we're bringing our experience to the table in both elements. We've been in the direct sales industry for decades. I've owned a company, funded a company, I've been master distributor, a top trainer, been a member of the MLMIA, the DSA, and good for me. It's not about me, it's about the experience that we're able to table with a company of this magnitude. This is a far-sighted company, not a short-sighted company. It's a company that's set up to be a business, and the infrastructure is set up with the best of the best, from software to tools that you'll be seeing coming out at launch, to certainly the Quanta products, which are life-changing. They actually create change internally. You're going to see something that's going to be a lot of fun to be involved with. And during the model being executed internally, we are big believers that our opinion only counts if we intend on being our only customer. So we work from an analytical standpoint with Kyle and his team on analytics and metrics and just to see where everything is in terms of our receptivity. But we also reach out to people to make sure we have it right, because we want to do it as close to right as we can. Will we be perfect? No, we're not going to be perfect, but we always strive to be the best we can be on all fronts with the company. And the other thing that I want to integrate in is a sense of appreciation and gratitude. Some of you know Jim and I, and some of you know us now, and some of you will meet in the future. There are people out there that their intention is in alignment with ethics and to do something correct in a world that we oftentimes become confused in. And I want Quanta to bring clarity of mind to you, clarity of financial outcome to you, and so that you become your own best product. And that's vitally important for me. You know, I believe that you grow the people, and the people can grow the business. You grow their confidence, you grow their self-image, you grow their self-esteem, and I know how to do that, and Jim knows how to do that. So it's going to be the most incredible journey you've been on, because it will be your business, but the business really will be in you. You'll be in the business, but the business will be in you. So the business will be growing, and you'll be growing simultaneously. So hang on, because we've got some incredible things coming down throughout the next months and years. The other thing I want to mention is we're huge on relationships. While we use technology to reach out and expedite the exposure of the Quanta opportunity, we're also going to pack our bags and get on some planes. And we're ready to drop into major U.S. cities as those cities expand, so that we can meet each and every one of you. So we can all, as a cooperative group, create something that we already have, that you already have. All you have to do is go Google search Quanta or go to YouTube, and we're everywhere out there. And it only is going to be the catalyst for great things to come. Again, I extend my appreciation to you. We're going to do this together. We're going to do it as a cohesive team and a company, and we're going to architect something to show the industry and the people out there that they can truly be the best that they can be. And that's our goal, and we're going to blueprint it out. We're going to execute the model via the blueprint, and we're proud to have you on board with us. So I'll turn it back over to you, Kyle.
All right, great. Thank you, Jim. And you know, one of the things that you touched upon there, which is really really speaks to you and Jim's character and what you guys, what you're really striving for, is your willingness to give. Like you're talking about, you want to reach out, you want to talk and work with people, and that is a big deal. I mean, I really think that people respond well to it, and I'm excited about that. Just from my standpoint. Now, Jim Britt is he's a guy that needs no introduction. I'm going to tell you, I've known Jim for a while, and I am always amazed, constantly amazed by things that I learn from him. His background's incredible. He's consulted with over 300 network marketing companies. He's trained on stage over 1 million people. He's worked with Jim Rohn, and he was amazingly, he was Tony Robbins' mentor and helped him with his whole career started. So amazing things that Jim has done. And every time I listen to something he says, it really inspires me. And so it's really great and really fun for me to get to work with him, knowing him and his personality, and knowing who he is and what he gets to bring to everybody else. So Jim, kind of the same question to you. How are you seeing? I mean, I know we're growing fast. We're seeing incredible things. We're talking to a lot of different people that are very excited about this. What are you seeing? And maybe if you could talk a little bit about the Quanta model, so that people can understand that have not heard or been on calls or seen enough. Maybe just talk a little bit about that and your opinion on how you see things going right now.
Okay, am I on?
Yep, you are on.
Very good. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking to a blank screen here. So, well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We've got a lot of people from all over the world here on this Hangout, and it's pretty exciting what's happening in Quanta. I was just thinking back when Jim was talking and Kyle was talking about, where we're going and where we've been and what's going on right now. I was thinking back to when I first got started, both in the network marketing field. That was my first experience with the business, and really had no experience prior to that other than pumping gas and working in a factory on an assembly line and picking a little cotton when I was younger. But thinking back to there, and when I joined my first network marketing business, in the first year not doing so well, and the next year, making my first $1 million, and that was pretty exciting. In fact, that was very exciting back then. And then as it progressed over a few years, I ended up joining Jim Rohn in business, and we spent almost a decade working together. And we thought we had a model back then that was just going to revolutionize the world. The problem was you couldn't reach the world with what we had. And today with the technology, unlike what we had back then in the 70s, we didn't have technology. We didn't have even an answering machine back then, certainly no computers or cell phones and that type of thing. So, but we thought we had a model, and we literally put millions of people through live events. All over, mostly California, Arizona, and a few other states around the country, and a few around the world as well, but nothing major internationally. But we had a pretty big thing going. A lot of people copied us, and today, looking at what we have with Quanta, it just blows me away, because Jim and I spent probably a year and a half, almost 2 years, doing programs together, and we were trying to figure out new methods of marketing, and we were trying all different types of things to see what worked in today's marketplace. And then we came up with the idea of Quanta, sitting out by a fire pit in a nice hotel down in San Diego, having a glass of wine one night, and came up with Quanta. And this has been maybe a half a year ago or so. And a lot has happened since then, and a lot is going to happen from this point forward. But we have a model here that's going to spread around the world. In fact, it's already spreading around the world. We're in countries all over the place. I don't even know the number of countries we're in at this point, but there's a lot of them. So it's pretty exciting to see that, and to see what's about to happen once we get this really up to full speed and cranked up. It's pretty amazing. And then the product part of it, I remember back when I started in the business, we had a lot of motivation, a lot of positive thinking, a lot of hype, a lot of act enthusiastic, and you'll be enthusiastic, and you'll make a lot of money if you do, and that worked back then. But I've also seen the industry, the personal development industry, progress, and things have changed to more experiential, different things. And I think people are looking for something different today. They're looking for hands-on tools, content that they can actually apply to their lives and truly make a difference. And one of the things that I know that Jim and I bring to the table collectively is that the programs that we put in place, they're going to blow you away, because they do produce a result. I guarantee that. They do produce a result. So, the different programs, we have a couple of them real quickly that we'll launch with as a personal performance platform. We're going to be bringing daily video modules, a lot of things. It's going to be ever-evolving program. And then we have the Fusion program. And this one really excites me because it's something that both of us individually have been marketing for decades. And myself with the Power of Letting Go, and Jim's Mind Masterpiece, it's like letting go of the things that's holding you back and reprogramming yourself for the things that you want in your life. So we're going to have a lot of different programs that roll out over the months and years ahead. But we've got big plans, and we're proud to have all of you joining us here. at Quanta, and it's just exciting to see the growth and what's taking place. So, Kyle, back to you.
All right, great. Before we move to the next subject here, I want to say I'm really excited about a few of the competitions or contests we've kind of tossed out there to see how we wanted to see how the community would respond to having a little fun. And our latest viral video that we contest that we put out. If you haven't seen anything about it, we're going to send out another. We'll send out another email here shortly about it. But it's a lot of fun. We are receiving incredible emails from people and hearing stories that they're just great. And we are excited to see it and to see how excited everybody else is. So if you have not created a video yet, grab your cell phone or a video camera or whatever it is. Make a quick little video and talk about Quanta and how it's going to, how you're looking to implement and how to affect you and how it already has. But get that done, get it out to on YouTube or Vimeo or somewhere else. Just send us a link so that we can check it out, because we are really having a good time with checking them out. And again, we have great prizes for all these little contests we're doing, and so we're excited. And I want to make sure that if there's any questions about it, shoot us an email, teamsupport@teamquanta.com, and we'll answer the questions for you. And just to get real quick again on the contest, is you put your video together, you put it up on YouTube or Vimeo, send the link to us at teamsupport@teamquanta.com, and we'll be looking through them all and judging and come up with a winner here in early January. All right. So now, next, as I talked about a little bit earlier, the guys are really into giving and doing, as part of what they do, they're always looking at how to use any way we're working with you to implement a little personal development tips, if you will. So the two of them are both going to give you a little bit of a tip today. And we're going to start with Jim Lutes. He's prepared a little bit something for you, and Jim, if you will, I'm going to turn this over to you and let you run with it. All right?
Sure thing, Kyle. And again, thanks everybody for participating in this. You hear us talk a lot about programs and personal performance platform and fusion and the experience that will be coming down the road here. And you hear us talk about letting go and programming. Well, I want to give you a little bit of an aha moment, and I want you to really go inside yourself after this hangout and ask yourself, am I being programmed, or by what? Or how do these principles, these laws, if you will, or rules of the mind apply to me? The human mind is programmed three ways: repetition, authority figure, and traumatic incident. That's repetition, authority figure, and traumatic incident. When your baby is born, you, I, everybody, we have no programming installed. You're only born with two fears: the fear of falling and the fear of noise. Everything else is developed. How are we programmed? Repetition, authority figure, traumatic incident. If you drop a tarantula on a baby's chest, it thinks it's a toy. Until the authority figure says it will hurt you, or until a traumatic incident occurs and it bites you. You then have programming that, until you go in and reprogram it to where it becomes a more of an ally than an adversary, then that's the program that will dictate circumstances. So let me give you an example. Speed your heart rate up right now. Most of you can't. Begin to sweat. Most of you can't. Kick your adrenal glands in. Most of you can't. Respiratory system. You'd have to do it by breathing very quickly. Yet if you were to have a dream tonight that there was an intruder and the intruder was going to cause you harm, you would wake up, cardiovascular system going, respiratory system going, sweat glands going, adrenals going. Why? You can't do it now, and there's no real threat tonight. So how could all of those reactions occur? Because they're occurring on a subconscious level. It really thought that it was real, and everything went into synchronicity. Everything went to work as a reaction to that subconscious thought. So imagine for a moment when we take mind masterpiece and some subconscious training techniques, and we really get you to think that you're a millionaire. We really get you to think that that relationship is harmonious. Now we move into a state of equilibrium. Now your subconscious goes to work as a servo mechanism 24/7 to create that reality with you. And those are the techniques and strategies we'll be showing you. One more, repetition. Let's think of a company called Nike. For years they had a slogan called "Just Do It." We've all heard of that, right? Did you memorize that? No. Did you write it down 100 times? No, you did not. So now take the next 5-10 seconds and get it out of your head. Go ahead. So if you're not able to remove that slogan that was installed, how? 2 of the rules. Repetition, over and over in advertising. Michael Jordan, authority figure. That programming was architected and created to be embedded in your head, in your mind. You can't remove it. So what else is in your mind? What other programs were installed through maybe parents, teachers, coaches, authority figures, traumatic incident, and repetition over and over and over? So the power of the products that we have here are huge. If you change your brand of X, that can be an okay thing. If you change something else, that can be an okay thing. But when you change yourself, you change your life. And when you have a new life based on new principles, new disciplines, new programming, and new beliefs about yourself and about your capabilities and outcomes, you change the lives of countless others as well. Now you tie that, couple it to a compensation plan that flat out rocks worldwide, and I'm going to tell you what, it is awesome what we're going to create together. So proud to do it with you, and I'll turn it back to you, Kyle.
Great, thanks, Jim. You know, it's amazing. I love when I get to hear you talk about these things, because it seems, after I hear you talk about it, it seems like it would be something that you could just you would think about that, your daily life when you talk about how the these things are implanted in you and stuff. So when I hear you talk about it, it's great for me to because I get to really learn each little time. Now, Jim, Britt, I know that you are also have a tip for everybody, but maybe you can tell us also a little bit about how these kind of link together. So I know that they're not maybe not sequential, right? Or where you have this ongoing, like you do this and then tomorrow you do this and this and this. These are all about daily life and about doing things. So maybe a little bit about how that's going to work, and then your tips. I know you have a great one too.
Okay, so am I on?
You are on, Jim.
All right. Well, thanks, Kyle, and thanks, Jim. Great tip there. Just to kind of expand upon that a little bit, we've all, of course, heard of Google. We're on it right now, I guess. But if you go Google success, you're gonna. Last time I looked, which has been a few months ago, there was about 987 million files on success. And if you Google making money, there's over 1 billion files on making money. Now, it's a well-known fact that our brains are actually more capable of storing information than Google. So the question is, when you go to Google and you Google in, let's say, making money, for example, what do you pay attention to when you Google? In fact, when you Google almost anything to get answers, what do you pay attention to? It's usually the first page. I mean, seldom do we even go to the second page. I mean, I can't remember going to a second page very often anyway. So we usually look at what's on maybe the top 10, and sometimes even the top. But does that make it correct? Or does that make it that somebody's just good at getting it at the top of Google? At the top of the search engine. So my question is here, when you Google in your own brain, when you Google making money or success or whatever it is, anything you want in your life, what pops up? And what do you pay attention to? You know, we've had a lot of experiences. We've had experiences making money. We've had experiences with success. We've had experiences in the network marketing field. We've had experiences in the personal development. We've had relationship experiences, health experiences. I mean, you name it. We've all had multiple experiences. The question is, when you think success, what pops up and what do you pay attention to? And what you pay attention to is what's at the top of your search engine. And it may not be a reality. It may not be what's true. See, the reality is that the only obstacle that really holds us back is our belief systems. It's what we believe is true. Now, let me let you in a little secret, and you have to think about this one for a minute. But all beliefs are false. Now, somebody said, well, I believe the sun comes up in the east. Well, that's a fact. You know, we've seen it happen over and over and over, so that's a truth. But all beliefs that we have are really false. And it's really something that we have decided is true. So a belief is something we've decided is true. Now, the problem with beliefs, the problem and the benefit is that they can become habit patterns. They can become literally addictions. We can be addicted to what we believe. In fact, what we believe, typically we will fight to the death to defend that belief to make sure that it's right. So somebody asked me recently, he said, could you be addicted to being broke? And I said, absolutely you could. You could be addicted to being broke. And what will happen is if you're addicted to that, if you really have that deep-seated belief that money's hard to earn because of your past experiences, because what's on your top 10 on your search engine, then you will do whatever it takes to defend that belief to make sure that everybody around you and yourself that you've proven that it's correct. So a belief is just something you've decided is true. But my question for you is this: who would you be without that belief? Who would you be without it? How did it come to be? How did you come to believe that? Whatever it is, if you're working on something in your life that you know, the way to change a belief is two things. One is challenge it. How did you come to believe it? Who taught you? What if they didn't know? What if it's not true? And who would you be without that belief? You see, if you challenge it, then you can make a choice to make up a new belief. I mean, if it's made up anyway, let's make up something more productive. So a belief is something you've decided is true. So if you want to change a belief, you simply make a new decision and move in a new direction. And you know, it's good to those things that we've learned, all of those things on our personal search engines, those things are good. I mean, they're good that we can learn from them. Some of them are necessary even. Some of them are great habits that we have, like, you know, getting in your car and being able to start it up and drive without having to think, well, how do I drive this thing, you know? But some are destructive if you're not careful. So our most our habits that we have that we pay the most attention to can actually become our shortcomings if we're not careful. So with that, I'll turn that back to you, Kyle.
Great, thanks, Jim. Yeah, thank both of you for those tips. There, it's amazing. I would like for myself, you know, I enjoy every time I get to hear one of these types of tips because it's easy for me to relate them to my life. I'm sure it's the same as you guys out there. So thank you guys both for that. Now, one thing I want to talk a little bit about before we close out here in just a little bit is what's to come on the marketing side. That's the side that I work on mostly. They're the experts in personal development and are going to teach the most incredible things to you. And what I'm going to do is help create products and things for you guys to build your business. So a few things. I know we get a lot of questions about some of the stuff that is coming, and we will be announcing as new things as we are going to be launching new types of marketing materials, things that you can use. After as new things come along, as we develop them, we're going to get them into your hands as quickly as possible. Hangouts is something that we will get used to using, and hopefully you guys also, because it's one of the most effective ways to communicate and work and bring other experts in, you know, that can help us, you know, help you with building your business. So we will be, as we go along, we'll be bringing in experts that I know have worked with and that I've been very successful with in the past, so that we can give you the best of the best of tools and ways of building your business. So before we close out, you know, we do try to get you as much information and not take too much of your time. We know how busy everybody is, and it's, you know, in the evening. So before we go though, I would like, I know both Jim and Jim, if each one of you could just give us maybe a kind of a final thought, a final comment about, about where we are and, your thoughts. I'll start with you, Jim Lutes.
Sure, and again, I just want to, to share with people that when you find something like Quanta, and for thousands of people it just resonates internally that this is the right journey, the right business, the right product, the right time, then you move on it. And you have to, there's a quote that I have that says, "Let the arrows of opposition bounce off the armor of certainty." And when you're out there, when we're out there, when we're all out there, certainly there'll be people that don't align, and that's perfectly okay. There'll be people that aren't in favor of this or that. It doesn't matter. It applies to a car. It applies to a business opportunity. It applies to a home. And it's important that you act upon your own sense of certainty and turn the doubt knob down and turn any doubt from others down to where it almost becomes inaudible. You almost can't hear it. Once you make a decision, then you go about making that decision correct. And we're here to help maneuver you through the landmines and the ups and the downs of starting any business. If you've not been a successful entrepreneur, then this is where it happens for you. And just know that we're here as a partner. There's no hierarchy. We're here as a partner, and we look forward to just great things. So you guys are doing just an exemplary job, and we thank you for that.
All right, thanks, Jim. Again, I know that as we move forward and you guys get the chance to be with these guys, you'll see that everything that comes out of them is truly, truly sincere. Jim, Britt, final thoughts that you have for tonight?
Yeah, Kyle, I was just thinking, what day is it today? It's Monday, right? And tomorrow is Tuesday, and the next day is Wednesday, and then there's Thursday, and then there's Friday, and then there's Saturday, and then there's Sunday, and then there's a Monday again. Question is, when is someday? When is someday? I hear that so many times. Someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to do that. I think right now with Quanta, it's time to broaden our vision of where we think this can go, where you see yourself going here, what you can accomplish here, what's possible. And then it's good to have a broad vision, but then you have to take that vision and narrow it down into a narrow focus of what creates results today. What will create results today? And of course, talking to people, however you talk to people, whether it's on Facebook or one-on-one on a telephone call or meeting somebody or putting something out on the internet or social media, it's how you go out and do that. So narrow your focus down to the things that produce results for you. I have a couple of my sons play these video games, and they're number 2 and 3 in the world at some of these games. And but then I start thinking about the games are fake. They're not real. The people in there are fake. The money that you earn is fake, but they still try to get the results out of it. And there's people all over the world that will do that. And what we have is real. This is real. This is a real opportunity with real people, just like all of you listening in this evening and many more around the world that couldn't make it today. But this is a real opportunity that's going to produce real results. All we have to do is narrow our focus down to what produces results for us. So in the coming weeks and months ahead and days ahead, I would say if you want results, what I've learned in building, I've built 4 sizable network marketing businesses myself over the years, and I call it creating a storm. I mean, create a storm. Get so many things going that you got people coming in and leads coming in and people you're following up with and new people coming on board and you're helping them get going. You create a storm, get people moving, get people taking action, and then you kind of get in the eye of that storm. And when you're there, it's kind of silent, and you can look around and you can look at what needs to be done next and next and next. So ask yourself, what's next? Every action should have a what's next to it. So let's create a storm. Let's explode Quanta around the world and help a lot of people along the way. Back to you, Kyle.
All right, great. Thanks, Jim. So with that, what I'd like to say to everybody is thank you very much for joining us. Watch your emails, okay? That's the how we're communicating with all the new upcoming contests and hangouts and just conference calls, everything that we're doing, we will communicate to you through your emails. Get your videos done and get them submitted. And again, on behalf of the entire Quanta team, thank you very much for joining us, and we are looking forward to a wonderful future with you. Good night.